So this pod has been created. Um, and what this does, so build kit here, so it creates a build kit pod. What build kit does, build kit is made by Docker, and big up to Docker all the time, of course. Um, so build kit is made by Docker. What build kit let you do, build kit say, okay, uh, I'm gonna let you create Docker images, right? Those Docker images I will make available on your Kubernetes cluster, right? So if you're sitting on a laptop locally and you're building Docker images and you want to deploy some application into a Kubernetes cluster that actually use those Docker images, uh, what BuildKit let you do, BuildKit will be a broker between your local Docker daemon and the Kubernetes pod, right? So it would act as a Docker image repository. So if I have images sitting, so if I go to Docker and I make images here, BuildKit will make sure those images are available in Kubernetes if I am doing if I'm doing, Helm-based deployments. Okay. So let the Docker BuildKit bridge get created. It's like a broker. What it does, no, Docker wants our feedback. Of course, sometime we'll come back to that. We'll give them feedback. I think we just give them props. Um, so let's check on our command. So BuildKit is still running. We're still running this command here. So we're still here. Part of our building our base image is we create this BuildKit instance. Right. So we're bootstrapping our Kubernetes environment to build AMD 64 machines, and then we bootstrap it to build ARM 64 machines, right? So specifically right now, we're running this command here, sorry. So what you're seeing here on the terminal, okay. So we're done building the build kit, okay? Okay, so at this point, we've checked out the code base for the middleware application, so that way we can actually build Docker images off of that, okay? So let's go take a look at that. So our middleware application will be cloned locally into a temp directory. So this is what this temp directory is, right? So what we've done, we've cloned this middleware application into a temp directory. Right? So this middleware, so this repository you see sitting here is the same. This is the same middleware application you see sitting here in Docker, in GitHub. So let's take a quick look at that. So if you take a look at that middleware application, it's a Django-based application, okay? You'll see in that file we're subclassing Django's models, right? We're subclassing Django's models. We're using that to build a site. We're modeling the site. So Jannah could have multiple sites, right? So there could be Jannah installations at various sites. Each one of those sites, there will be users that are associated with that site. Okay, so this is basically our data structure for Django's business logic, right? These are our models for now. These models over time will get a little bit more complicated. For now, they're very simple models for now. Okay. So it's got a user model. So to model users on the system, it's got a boot layer model. So what this model is, it represents every booting that's happening on the Jannah infrastructure, right? So anything that boots up anywhere, all of those logs that come out of that will be modeled with this boot model. And then there's a model for networks. So we'll model all the networks that Jannah use for its day-to-day operations, right? So the idea is over time, this model will get complicated to reflect the model, the network model that Jannah uses, right? Okay. Also, the storage will get, the storage layer has a model. So this model will also reflect what we're doing as far as storing data for persistence within the Jannah infrastructure, right? So that's what this is. Um, and then there's a compute layer model. So what you're looking at, these models are basically they're modeling these components here, right? So boot, networking, storage, compute, UX. So so there will be a UX model, and this model is to model all user interactions, and there's a feedback model, and this model is to basically model all feedback from users, right? And then there's like a workflow model, which is basically like a meta model in a sense that it's a model of all the models, right? So the workflows tell you, hey, excuse me, there's a network model, there's a boot layer network, there's a compute layer network, and basically the workflow model is the umbrella model. It contains all the other models, right? So it tells you all the models that exist. So the workflow is basically what's happening. Hey, we have somebody in the chat here. Give me a second. Let me respond. He says, "How you doing?" We are doing great. I am doing great. Okay. So basically we have those models. So that's what that look like. Um, so while that's happening, so here we are. We're building. Okay, so we're building the front end image right now. So let's go here and I'll prepare. So we're here. We're running this playbook. So we're saying build, right? Build Jannah StreamOS front end web AMD. Okay, so we're running this command right now. Okay, so we're basically building a Docker image for our front end application, which is a Vue.js application. So let's take a look actually at the middle while those images are being built. So let's go over here. If you look over here, if I do Docker images, you'll see, yes, we just built this image, right? So 4 minutes ago, during this presentation, we built this image. As the images are being, let me do a count. You'll see. So right now we have 13 images that we have available. As the images are being built, you'll see the increase. Let's see. Let's do a count of our Docker containers. Okay, so right at this point we have 13 images, Docker images that we built. We have 13 Docker containers that are running. We've built the Docker middleware application. We built a Docker image for the middleware application. That's what you're seeing here. This is the Django application. So we're currently building a Docker image for the web application. Okay. So while that's starting, while those images are being built, I'm gonna start the middleware application, and I'm gonna take a look at